Hello, Singaporeans and my viewers. I think you all saw this recent news. We have 5 new committees reviewing Singapore's economy strategy. Wow, that's so great! Looks like it's PAP's version of a Netflix policy and performance movie. So now, streaming endless reviews with zero plot twists? I don't know. Anyway, this is not the first time PAP government coming out with such committees. Do you think it will do good for all Singaporeans? Everyone will get better pay? Lower the cost of living? What do you think? Another wayang show? I have no comment. Anyway, Singaporeans with independent thinking will know. I know, you know, we know. Once again, I want to say thank you to everyone supporting Band Social Club and Band Puah, especially those who have donated via PayNow. I understand some prefer to stay anonymous, and I deeply respect that. Supporting alternative voices in Singapore isn't always easy, and your backing means a lot to me. If you'd like to contribute, PayNow details are at the end of the video. And don't forget to like and share. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about something that's been making headlines. The 10% blanket US tariff on Singaporean goods. Now, some people believe that if we just had a bit more charm, more diplomacy, or better ministers, better PAP ministers, we could somehow convince Donald Trump to change his mind, perhaps even reverse his entire America First doctrine for Little Red Dog Singapore. Well, let me offer a reality check. First, Trump's trade policy is not grounded in negotiation or logic. In certain way, it's ideological, unilateral, and completely transactional. His reciprocal tariff idea is simple. If your country exports more to the US than it imports, you are taking advantage of America. And for that, you pay. This applies to everyone, and that's common sense. Japan, the EU, South Korea, Canada, and mind you, yes, ever long-time allies. So Singapore, we are not even on his radar. Second, Singapore makes up less than 1% of total US trade. We are, frankly, too small to matter in Washington's political calculus. We have no electoral sway, no mass consumer market for US companies, and certainly no voting power in the US Congress. To them, we are a rounding error in trade statistics. Third, even our free trade agreement with the US signed in 2004, which I think, remember that, means absolutely nothing in this context. Trump has ignored trade agreements before. He will do it again. He doesn't care if a deal is fair. He only cares if it's favorable to him, to US. So the FTA is just a piece of paper now. Fourth, Singapore has excellent diplomatic relations with the US. Yes, but let's be honest. We don't have military leverage like NATO. We don't control oil supplies, and we definitely can't swing a US election. Our influence, while respected, simply doesn't translate into bargaining power in this game. Do you understand? And finally, if China and the EU, massive economies with nuclear arsenals and billion-dollar markets, couldn't get Trump to shift on tariffs in the last trade war, what makes anyone think we can? And do you think DPN Gan Kim Yong is able to? Think about it. So here's the cold hard truth. No government, not even the PAP government, with all its experience or connections, can change Trump's mind once it's made out. And yet, Some people still believe that if we clap harder for the PAP, the tariffs will disappear or get lower. What is that logic? That blind loyalty alone will bend global superpowers to our will? Only the most loyal die-hard supporters can applaud that kind of magical thinking and call it great governance. But the rest of us, we live in the real world, which I think PAP die-hard supporters and IBs are living in their own imaginative world. DPM Gan Kim Yong and his PAP team are doing what can be done, mitigating the damage, negotiating for sectorial exemptions, and preparing Singapore's businesses for the long haul. That's what responsible governance looks like, not wishful thinking, not cult-like praise. So let's not pretend that if we just vote differently or clap harder, louder for the PAP, the outcome will be any different. Because when it comes to superpower and global trade, Singapore doesn't get to flip the script. Think deeply about it. Lastly, I would love to hear your thoughts. I am Ben Puah. Thank you.